So the city is very, very excited about one of their flagship fashion events, which is of course the Dubai Fashion Week, and we have just the person to tell us all about what we can expect from this year's edition. Our co-host is an expert on the fashion and luxury industry here in the Middle East. Please welcome to the show the senior editor of Emirates Woman magazine and the host of Fashion Your Seatbelt podcast, Jessica Michault. Jessica, thank you so much for being on the show today.
Oh, it's my honor. Thank you for having me.
You know, I was on the cover of Emirates Woman magazine in 2014. Sorry, I just had to drop it in there because nobody remembers.
I remember.
I
remember
thank you,
really
Dina.
well. I remember what you look like.
Thank you.
It was beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Haven't aged a day.
Thank you. Now, Jessica, of course, we're going to talk about the Dubai Fashion Week, but I want to ask you a question which I threw to the panel earlier on. What is one fashion trend you wish will never make a comeback?
Oof, that's a good one. There's so many that I wish would never come back. But I think transparency, like in skirts and shorts and things like that. I'm not about plastic and transparency. I try to avoid.
Because if you look at some of the big runways and red carpets, it's not leaving much to the imagination at all.
No.
Yeah,
And we all know what's great about leaving a little bit to the imagination.
Yeah, true. I want to leave a lot to the imagination.
You and me
actually.
both, girl.
Okay, so let's talk about Dubai Fashion Week, because it has been rebranded again, I believe, since 2023 from Arab Fashion Week
To Dubai Fashion Week.
What can we expect from this year's edition?
Well, I think you can expect a lot more of an international, a well-rounded presentation. You're going to have international designers, you're going to have regional designers, and you're going to have some great, high-profile designers like the one they're kicking it off with, which is Alberto Ferretti.
Now let's talk about creating with purpose, because I know a lot of the foodies and chefs that we spoke to last week were talking about it's no longer just about the food, it's about the ambience and the purpose and the heritage. Do you feel like the same applies to clothes, and is that something you're seeing happening in Dubai especially?
Well, of course, you want to create a 360 experience, so it is about the mise en scène, it's about the creation, it's not just the runway back and forth, it's the music, it's the choice of the models, it's what you're creating the space, what you're putting around all of that. So yeah, it's not just this fashion show, it's everything around it to create a universe for each collection.
So wait, give me an example though, something that you think or do you know a designer who you feel like?
I mean, I'm going to throw
purpose?
back and do an OG, but one of the best designers, two of the best designers to ever do great ambiance were Lee McQueen and John Galliano. Always knew how to make theater out of fashion. And I think that a lot of the modern designers could take a page out of their book.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Absolutely. I mean, I have been to Fashion Week, believe it or not, here in the UAE.
Okay.
Never been to the one in Paris or London. Obviously, it happens all over the world, these fashion capitals. How's Dubai doing on that front in terms of the global position when it comes to fashion?
Well, that's a great word that you use, which is position. And the fact that Dubai Fashion Week moved itself before all of the other fashion weeks was a really, really smart and strategic move by the organization. It makes it possible for the buyers that come in. They still have money to spend. They are seeing things first before they're making decisions about Paris, London, or the others. So it's really giving an opportunity to those fashion brands that are showing in Dubai to make an impact, make sales, and make some resonance on a global scale.
Jessica, luxury consumers in the Middle East are incredibly discerning, but how do you think that is shaping the way we see fashion? Are we going to see more quiet luxury take over, or is it still going to be loud brands in your face? Do you think that's going to make a comeback, or?
Well, I mean, I think that we're really seeing a lot of regional brands that are taking their place in the wardrobe that they weren't perhaps in the past. Before, it was all about having those great logos, being able to identify the brand that you're wearing. Now there's a real pride about wearing a Bugeza or a Dimayed, a regional brand that really resonates, and there's a sense of pride that I'm seeing in the region, which I really, really appreciate.
So sustainability, inclusion, kind of building up on my last question to you. How are you seeing, buzzwords like that come into play in the fashion scene here?
Well, I think one of the things that's been really great in terms of sustainability and where AI comes into play is this ability now to really calculate the fabric use, being really careful about what we're choosing, the materials we're choosing, being able to track it. We're able to use QR codes to be able to even go back all the way to the source cow or lamb that got the wool. So it's really nice to be able to have that traceability and that authenticity, and we're seeing that in regional brands and international brands. So for me, the use of AI to make things more sustainable and more traceable and more transparent is a wonderful thing.
Now, I want to talk more about Fashion Week itself. Obviously, very exciting, especially for people in the know. Can you let us know what days it's on? And for people like me, who are not that into fashion yet, is there something for us there?
Well, I think there's something for everyone. That's one of the great things about the selection of designers. There are really different designers. You have a Mrs. Keepa, you have a Bless, you have an Alberto Ferretti who's showing for the first time in the Middle East, which I think is indicative of how powerful it is. So there's something for everyone, but there are also talks, there's outside events, there are different projects and presentations. So, you know, everybody, there's an embarras de choix, as they say in French. Something for everyone.
Absolutely. And it's on from the 1st until the 6th?
Correct.
Of February. It's going to be quite the week.
And what are the venues right now? I don't actually know. I haven't been in the last couple of years.
Well, it's all D3. That's the heart, the beating heart of Dubai Fashion Week. So that's where you're going to find most of the venue, for sure.
And in terms of some of the pieces that we can see on the runway, do you think, because I mean, we've got these labels now, like the millennial fashion, the Gen Z fashion, the baby boomer fashion. So what do you think we are going to see more of?
Well, what excites me most after being in this industry for almost 25, 30 years now is that back when I started, it was really trend-based. Everybody had to have the it bag. Everybody had to dress a certain way. What we're seeing now is not so much trends as tribes. Finding what your tribe is, finding what looks good on you, and really leaning into that. And then buying less but more better quality pieces. Because if you buy something that's really well made and it can last you for 20 years, that's the best of both worlds.
Definitely more sustainable as well.
Gotcha.
Now, for people who are coming, Fados is just asking about this for the first time, some advice as to how to navigate it. What can they get out of a fashion week here? What can they enjoy? Just general advice.
What do we wear? That's what I want to know.
Well, I mean, if you want to play it safe, wear black. Like, that is the ultimate fashion front row outfit. But Dubai never plays it safe, so I would go a little bit more bling, a little bit louder, make sure that the paparazzi gets that shot of you in the front row, as I'm sure they will.
I have a bright red suit.
Well, there you go. Yeah, bring your Gucci red suit on. I think what I love about this is it's really quite an inclusive fashion week. You know, if you're a young fashion novice or somebody who's passionate about it but maybe doesn't have access, there are different ways that the organization really helps to bring you in. If you want to donate your time, or a lot of the brands are also opening to giving a couple of tickets to people who are really passionate about it. There's a way to really involve the community around fashion and around the luxury space, and I've really been impressed with how Dubai Fashion Week makes everyone feel a part of it.
Oh, yay.
I want to ask you, for aspiring designers out there who want to have their little breakthrough moment, do you pay to get into Fashion Week, or does Fashion Week pick you? How does it work?
Fashion Week picks you. I mean, you really have to fight for your spot. It's not something that's just handed over to anybody. You have to really prove that you're an established brand. You really have to prove that you have, you know, a backing and a following. There are a lot of different, you know, boxes to check before you can make it onto any catwalk, Dubai Fashion Week or any of the others.
And do you think people's social media following and numbers plays a bit of an impact these days, more than just their pieces?
I think that always plays an impact, no matter if you're working in fashion or if you're working in television. Your social media is very, very important. It's not the only deciding factor, but it's definitely what you look at, because in particular for Fashion Week, you want to see that a brand has a narrative, a storytelling that they're doing, and if you're able to see that in their social media, then you know that they've got something to say.
Well, Jessica, thanks so much for being our guest co-host today. We're going to keep you right there. You've definitely got the answers to everything. She doesn't even hesitate or think.
Not at
She
all.
said, bam, bam, bam.